Ladies and gentlemen, listen, I need you to hear me clearly because a lot of people confuse attention with love, words with commitment, and chemistry with something real. But when a man truly, deeply, madly loves you, he doesn't leave you guessing. He shows you in ways that go beyond sweet talk and late night messages. When a man truly loves you, you won't feel like you're competing for his time, his attention, or his energy. You won't be sitting there wondering why he can spend hours on everything else but gives you minutes filled with excuses. A man who is serious about you doesn't treat you like something he'll get to when he's bored. He makes space for you in his life naturally, without you having to beg, remind, or chase. Even in the middle of a busy schedule, he finds a way to check on you, to hear your voice, to make you feel seen. It's not about him being available every second of the day, because real life doesn't work like that. It's about effort. It's about intention. It's about knowing that no matter how full his day is, you still matter enough for him to show up in some way. He doesn't disappear for days and then come back like nothing happened. He doesn't leave you guessing where you stand. You feel his presence consistently, not just when it's convenient for him. You'll notice that he plans things with you instead of fitting you into leftover time. He doesn't treat you like an afterthought or a last-minute option. If he says he's going to call, he calls. If he says he wants to see you, he makes it happen. His words and actions line up, and that alignment creates a sense of security that you don't have to question. When a man prioritizes you, he also considers your feelings before making decisions. He doesn't put himself in situations that would hurt you or disrespect the relationship. He's aware that his choices affect you, and that awareness guides how he moves. It's not forced, it's not performative, it's simply who he becomes when he cares deeply. You won't feel like you're chasing his attention or trying to prove your worth. You won't feel drained from always being the one who reaches out first or tries to keep things alive. Instead, there's balance. There's mutual effort. There's a quiet understanding that you are important to him, not because he says it once in a while, but because he shows it repeatedly through his actions. And consistency is where real love separates itself from temporary emotion. Anybody can be intense for a moment. Anybody can send long messages, make big promises, and create a spark that feels exciting. But what happens after that moment passes is what truly matters. A man who loves you deeply doesn't leave you riding an emotional roller coaster. He doesn't make you feel secure one day and confused the next. His behavior is steady, and that steadiness becomes something you can rely on. You don't find yourself overthinking every message or analyzing every delay. You're not sitting there wondering why he was so warm yesterday but distant today. When a man is consistent, his energy doesn't shift without reason. You understand him because he shows up the same way, not perfectly, but reliably. And that reliability creates peace instead of anxiety. Consistency also shows in the small things. It's not always about grand gestures or dramatic declarations. It's in the regular check-ins, the calls that come when he says they will, the effort that doesn't fade after the initial excitement wears off. He doesn't disappear when things become routine or when life gets complicated. Instead, he leans in and stays present. Even when it's not easy or convenient, a man who is serious about you doesn't create confusion. He doesn't send mixed signals or leave you questioning his intentions. His actions align with his words, and over time, that alignment builds trust. You begin to feel secure not because he convinced you with words, but because his behavior proved it repeatedly. You don't have to guess how he feels or where you stand because he makes it clear through how he treats you every day. Consistency also means emotional stability. He doesn't withdraw affection as a way to control you or punish you. He doesn't play games to keep you chasing him. His care doesn't come with conditions or sudden changes. You're not trying to earn his attention over and over again. Instead, you feel like you're with someone who chooses you daily, not just when it suits him. And that's the difference. Because inconsistency creates doubt, and doubt slowly breaks connection. But consistency builds trust, and trust is what allows love to grow into something real, something safe, something that doesn't leave you questioning your worth or your place in his life. When a man truly loves you, he doesn't keep you in a temporary space in his life. He doesn't treat the relationship like something that exists only in the present moment with no direction. Instead, he naturally begins to see you as part of what's ahead. You'll hear it in the way he talks, in the way he plans, and in the way he makes decisions. It's no longer just about what he wants for himself. It becomes about what makes sense for both of you together. He doesn't avoid conversations about the future or change the subject when things get serious. He leans into those conversations because he's already thinking that far. Whether it's something simple like planning a trip months in advance, or something deeper like discussing goals, lifestyle, or where life is heading. You're included in that picture without hesitation. You're not a question mark in his plans. You're already part of the equation. You'll notice that he doesn't make choices as if he's alone. He considers how his decisions might affect you and the relationship. If opportunities come up, if changes happen in his life, he doesn't just act independently and inform you later. He brings you into the conversation because your presence in his life is something he values long term, not just for the moment. There's also a sense of security in the way he communicates about what's ahead. He doesn't speak in vague terms or give you unclear answers that leave you wondering what he really means. He's direct in a calm and grounded way. You don't feel like you're forcing him to commit or trying to pull clarity out of him. It comes naturally because he's already made that decision within himself. Including you in his future also shows inconsistency over time. His vision doesn't change every week. He doesn't make promises when he's feeling emotional and then act differently later. His words about the future match the way he behaves in the present. That alignment builds trust because you can see that what he says isn't just talk, it's intention backed by action. And when a man sees you in his future, you can feel it without needing constant reassurance. There's a calm confidence in the relationship. You're not trying to figure out if you belong there because his actions have already made that clear in the way he plans, the way he speaks, and the way he continues to choose you as part of what's next. Respect and emotional protection are where real love becomes visible in everyday behavior, especially when things aren't perfect. It's easy for me want to be kind when everything is going well, when there's no tension, no disagreement, no stress. But the true character of a man shows up in how he treats you when emotions are high, when opinions clash, and when he doesn't get his way. A man who loves you deeply doesn't use those moments to hurt you, belittle you, or make you feel small. He speaks to you with care, even when he's frustrated. He doesn't raise his voice just to dominate the situation or win an argument. He listens, even when it would be easier to dismiss what you're saying. He values your perspective because he values you, and that respect doesn't disappear just because things get uncomfortable. You feel heard, not ignored. You feel understood, not judged. Emotional protection also means he's aware of how his words and actions affect you. He doesn't say things he knows will cut deep just to prove a point. He doesn't bring up your vulnerabilities as weapons in a disagreement. Instead, he handles your feelings with a sense of responsibility, knowing that trust is fragile and once broken, it's hard to rebuild. That awareness guides him to act with maturity rather than impulse. He also sets boundaries with others when it comes to you. He doesn't allow disrespect from friends, family, or anyone else. He doesn't entertain situations that would make you feel insecure or undervalued. It's not about control or jealousy. It's about making it clear that you matter and that the relationship deserves respect from the outside as well. When a man truly respects you, he doesn't try to control you or limit who you are. He supports your individuality, your opinions, your growth. He doesn't feel threatened by your strength or independence. Instead, he appreciates it. You feel safe being yourself around him because you know he's not looking for ways to change you, but ways to understand you. That kind of respect creates emotional safety, and emotional safety is what allows love to deepen without fear. You're not walking on eggshells. You're not second guessing how he might react. You're not holding back parts of yourself to avoid conflict. You feel secure enough to be open, honest, and real, knowing that he will handle your heart with care and consideration.